First, I want to give all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching the truth and sincerity. And Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, to all you other Akim out there that's also pushing this word forth, because, you know, in order for us to get out of here, out of Babylon the Great and out of Edom completely, you know, we have to open this up to the other, hopefully, of elect out there, you know, so we can pretty much get sealed and leave this place, because there's no hope. There's no future here in Mystery Babylon. You know, people put all their faith and trust into what? A trust fund that for a government that can't even pass a budget. You know, they put all their life savings and trust into that, thinking that this place is going to be here for the next 20 or 30 years. Think that you're going to have some sort of lot when you retire. And you can see that all that is bullshit, you know, and that pretty much everything you've been told has been a lie from the very beginning, you know. You've been brought up to believe that this has been a great place to live, that there's no better place on earth, and that this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and, you know, you've just been indoctrinated with tons and tons. It's a big, huge, steaming bowl of bullshit, you know, that you've been brought up with, brought up to believe. You know, you've been pretty much catfished with the Bible, you know. Esau has given you the image of Cesare Borgia and has mixed in Greek mythology using the Bible to do that. You know, mixing the word hell, which means condition, to the Greek mythology Hades, and just mix it all in there, which became stretch Christianity, because Esau had conquered Greece and Egypt, and we've kind of exposed last week that Greek mythology really is stretch Christianity, which we better know as plantation Christianity, because that's what we were being taught. We were not being taught the Bible. We were being taught Christianity, you know, and so we've been taught to worship the so-called white man, that he was a Caucasian man, you know, and, you know, pretty much was a feminine man, you know, loved everybody, so loved the world, you know, so he loved everybody, you know, and you've been brought up and indoctrinated with was hate the sin but love the sinner, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, you know, and that pretty much that God is all love, you know, and just pretty much been taught all these bullshit songs, you know, pretty much, come on people now, get together, try to love one another right now, and that's not how it is, you know. Nor is that what the scriptures are referring to when it says love thy neighbor as thyself, which is talking about your Hebrew Israelite neighbor. But you see, these Edomites, you know, they want you to believe that this is for everybody, so you're just to love everyone, even them that oppress you, right? And that's not what it's even talking about, but you see, you've been indoctrinated with plantation Christianity, to love your slave masters, to love this place, Babylon the Great, to pray for your leaders. Oh yeah, Romans 13, you know, they try to get you to pray for your leaders, you know, and these aren't your leaders, this is Edom, man. You're not in the kingdom yet, you know, so why would you pray for that? Anyways, you know, why would you pray for Esau, the so-called white man? So why would I pray for, you know, I'd pray for Edom's destruction. Sorry about that, the camera went out, so we're just going to continue from here. You know, we pray for Edom's destruction, so, you know, they've been pretty much catfishing us, you know, these Edomites been catfishing us with all kinds of stuff, you know, especially, you know, well, like false flag attack in New York again, you know, going to try to fool us with the same sheepskin, going to try to catfish us once again, you know, make us believe that ISIS, you know, or whatever else they want to blame it on, you know, supposedly carried out an attack in New York, that there's this terrorist attack in New York, right? You know, so they're going to make us believe that, because, you know, they got to have a reason for staying in Syria, you know, since Iraq and Syria are now free of the ISIS terrorist group. They got to make us believe, they got to catfish us once again to make us believe that ISIS is still stronger than ever and carried out this attack, you know, because Esau's been caught in his web of lies time and time again, you know, being exposed on every corner, you know, so, you know, the news is going to be flooded with this fake bullshit, you know, in New York, you know, pretty much another false flag, you know, they're going to claim terrorism in New York, you know, and so we know that all this is bullshit, you know. They're trying to fool us with the same sheepskin, you know. They've been catfishing us for so long, you know, because 2/3 of our people, they ain't gonna wake up into this. You're either born into this or you're not, you know. So 2/3 of our people are not gonna wake up, you know. They're just gonna continue to be that wicked, gonna be just as bad as Esau, you know, which is the so-called white man and his power structure. You know, they're totally into this, you know. They don't want to give up Christmas or, you know, or any of those things, you know. You know, we've had other Israelites say, well, I can't be an Israelite because I can't give up pork, you know. Just the bare minimum things, man, you know. But, you know, if you're part of that elect, man, you know, you just needed the right words to hear, you know. It doesn't matter what you look like, even if you don't look like blacks, Latinos, or Native Americans, because a lot of us aren't going to look like that. We're going to look like the other nations. You know, there'd be confusion of faces, you know. But, yeah, you know, pretty much, though, you know, to stretch Christianity, you know, again, you know, it's just, you know, the Roman Catholicism and all that. It's just a combination of religions, which is why, you know, the Pope meets with all the leaders. But definitely, you know, the Vatican is not Mystery Babylon. America's Babylon the Great, you know, and we've been kind of putting that all into retrospect, you know, that Babylon the Great, it is America. Because how are all the other nations subdued by the Vatican, you know? No, but America has made all the nations tremble. You know, has pretty much destroyed country after country, you know, like they did to Iraq, Libya, Syria, you know, and they just want to get their foot back in the door. So, you know, that's another reason for this fake terror attack, which, of course, you know, because we expose their narrative, they're going to call us fake news, even though we know that their news is fake. You know, because that's all that Esau can do is lie, but pretty much, I think people see it for what it is. You know, kind of like, you know, just last week at the San Francisco camp, you know, pretty much the spirit is different now. I mean, we have them signs up there saying America's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. And a lot of people now are starting to realize that America is at its end, that, you know, pretty much, you know, it's been exposed for everything, and that this can't go on much longer, you know, that all these nations are rising up, going to bend the bow against Babylon the Great, going to destroy her with fire, which are these nuclear weapons, you know. And we know that definitely, you know, they want to mark and track everybody, you know, the RFID, mark of the beast, you know, which, you know, a lot of these other camps, now they just want to totally be sold out to Esau, you know, and call it everything else. There was a cop right there, so I just decided to go ahead and finish this back at my place. Anyhow, pretty much, you know, Esau, the so-called white man, you know, now Donald Trump has declared Jerusalem as the capital of the Israeli state, Levant, ISIL, you know, which is what that is, because we know that the New Jerusalem is really the people of Israel, you know. The New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, you know, is really the people. So that's being built right now, you know. We are the third temple. We are New Jerusalem. That is the elect of Israel. You know, it's bringing back the nation of Israel. We're coming back into this understanding and truth, but we just needed to hear the right words to wake up. Wake us up from our dark sleep, because we've been sleeping in the darkness for so long. We've been in this place of confusion, which is the Babylonian state, America. You know, so we've been in this Babylonian system, you know, that the Vatican cannot be Mystery Babylon because of the fact that, for one, you know, how are the people oppressed? Do you see blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans being oppressed in the Vatican? Do you see Israelites being oppressed in the Vatican? Absolutely not. The Vatican's really just a combination of the religious. It's the religious system, you know, which, you know, well, definitely the second beast has been referred to as the false prophet, but that is the false testimony. That is Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai, these names have been changed to God and Jesus Christ, and yet we've been catfished with the image of Cesare Borgia. You know, pretty much made to believe in this other image, which is really the image of the so-called white man, Esau. But that's another topic. But either way, though, Mystery Babylon, it is America, and America has subdued all the other nations, you know, and has caused all the other nations to drink of this cup of wrath. You know, pretty much whoever doesn't buy into America's philosophy drinks of that cup of wrath. You know, America, you know, sets up terror groups and, you know, pretty much says that you're the terrorist, even though they're the ones that set it up. You know, so this whole thing in New York is just because they want to get back into Syria again. And they, of course, you know, want to use this false narrative, you know, that it's Islam, the radical Islamist, you know, or just whoever else they want to blame. Most of the time, it's just to say it's radical Muslims, you know. They never want to say it's the Edomites, you know, which they want you to believe, however, though, that the Edomites are the Ishmaelites. But that's kind of funny because you talk to any of the Arabs and they'll claim Ishmael, you know, again. You know, Esau is just trying to hide himself because he's being exposed on every front. You know, so this is just another bullshit, you know, and, you know, everything's going to be flooded with this, you know, pretty much, you know, it's going to be flooded with this. It's going to say that, oh, these are radical. Oh, I know, I get it. I think I know who they're going to blame. Hamas. They're going to blame Hamas. They're going to say it's the Palestinians. You know, Esau is so fucking predictable, you know. Going to blame the Palestinians because the Israeli state, Donald Trump called Jerusalem the capital of the Israeli state. So Israeli secret intelligence services, ISIS, all of a sudden are merging back because they've been pretty much defeated in Syria and Iraq. So they want to blame it on the Palestinians. Of course, you know, why not? So again, so predictable. For Esau has been made bare, you know, and so we're just trying to wake up the elect of our people, you know. And a lot of people do know what the fuck's going on, but, you know, while the rest are retarded, you know. Because, you know, you got to be pretty fucking retarded to think that everything's going to change every 4 years, you know. You go and vote, right? You know. You got to realize, though, that everything you've been told has been bullshit. It's all bullshit, and it's all bad for you. You know, so you're coming into this truth. You just needed the right words. Well, know that if you are receiving this, that you are an Israelite, despite what you look like. And it's time to come out now, you know, and it's time to go out and teach, but it's also time to absorb and learn. Get with a camp leader. I just did most recently, so eventually this operation here in Redding is going to get bigger, and I'm also going to have more correspondence with San Francisco, Lord willing. You know, get enough funds to get down to San Francisco, you know. So I'm going to be hooked up a lot more with that, you know. Because, man, we're a nation of people. We are the New Jerusalem. We are the third temple. So I want to give a shout out to all the Akim that's out there pushing this word. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And Brakadah Yahweh, Brakadah Yahweh Shai. And Brakadah to you, hopeful elect that's out there, you know. Peace and salutations. Shalom.